Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture number 5 of chapter 11, Human Eye and the Colorful World. In this video lecture, we will learn about the atmospheric refraction. My dear students, you have learnt about the refraction in chapter number 10. What is refraction? Bending of the light rays when it travels from one medium to another. When the light rays travel from rare medium to dense medium, it bends towards the normal, and when it travels from dense medium to rare medium, it goes away from the normal. So here it is given that when we see from if any fire is there and the hot air is there above the fire or a radiator, the hot air is always lighter, means it is less dense than the cooler air. So this air has a less refractive index than that of cooler air, and so we see the things from this hot object, means from the smoke, the things are flickering, means in the wavy motion you can see the things. So it happens due to the atmospheric refraction, because when the light rays passes from hot air is less dense. From hot air to cold air, it goes towards a normal, means refraction takes place. That is why the things from this smoke, we can see the things flickering as they are wavering. So it is given in your book also that the air just above the fire becomes hotter, means if the fire is there, suppose this is a fire, and above this fire the air is hotter than the colder air, and the hotter air is always lighter, means it is less dense than the cooler air above it, means cooler air is more dense. So it means the density of cool air is more and the density of hot air is less. So when the light rays will pass from hot air to cool air, the light rays will bend towards a normal. The refractive index is also slightly less than that of the cooler air, means refractive index of hot air is less. And since the physical conditions of the refractive medium, means air, are not stationary, it is the reason that we see the things fluctuating. So the twinkling of stars is also due to the same phenomena, which is called atmospheric refraction. So this wavering is thus an effect of the atmospheric refraction. And what is the definition of atmospheric refraction? It is given in the paragraph, this bracket, that the refraction of light by the Earth's atmosphere is called atmospheric refraction, due to which the objects seem to be fluctuating. So it is the atmospheric refraction, and it is a reason for twinkling of stars also. So now we will see that why do stars twinkle. The twinkling of stars is due to the atmospheric refraction of starlight. So this is the phenomena due to which the stars appear to twinkle. It is atmospheric refraction of starlight. And the starlight, on entering the Earth's atmosphere, undergoes the refraction continuously before it reaches the earth. And the atmospheric refraction occurs in a medium of gradually changing refractive index. Now when the light rays will enter into the atmosphere, the refractive index is gradually changing, because Earth's atmospheric conditions are not same everywhere. Somewhere the particles are more dense, somewhere the particles are less dense. So it means refractive index is changing everywhere. Since the atmosphere bends the starlight towards the normal, now because the atmosphere is more denser when we move towards the earth, so atmosphere will bend the starlight towards the normal, and that is why the apparent position means the position of the star which is appearing to us, which is other than the actual position. So the apparent position is of the star is slightly different from that of actual position. As you can see in the picture also, this is the actual position of star and this is the apparent position. It is slightly higher than the actual position. Then next thing is, this apparent position of the star is also not stationary and but keeps on changing slightly. Why it happens? Because the physical conditions of the Earth's atmosphere is not stationary. Physical conditions are not stationary. Somewhere the water droplets are present, somewhere smoke particles are present, and one reason is also there that stars are very distant from us and they are approximately point-sized sources of light because they are very distant from the Earth. So the starlight appears to fluctuate and the amount of starlight entering into the eyes flickers. Flickers means change. The stars sometimes appear brighter and sometimes it appears fainter, which is called twinkling of stars. Now the question arises that why don't the planets twinkle? Because the planets are much closer to the Earth, so they can be seen as the extended sources, means they are much closer to the Earth, so they appear to be bigger than the stars. Stars were point-sized sources of light, but the planets are much closer to the Earth and they can be considered as a collection of the large number of point-sized sources of light. Now, the point-sized sources of light means the total variation in the amount of light entering our eyes from all the individual point-sized sources will average out to 0. Means the twinkling effect will be nullified. Nullify means cancel. The twinkling effect will be cancelled with each other. So the planets are not appeared to be twinkled. So this was the question. So this question comes in a together way, means why do planets, the stars twinkle but planets do not twinkle. So we have to give the reason of both these terms, that why do stars twinkle but planets do not twinkle. Now next thing is advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. My dear students, the sun is visible to us about 2 minutes before the actual sunrise and about 2 minutes after the actual sunset because of the atmospheric refraction. So it is also due to atmospheric refraction, because by actual sunrise we mean the actual crossing of the horizon by the sun, and it means when the sun rises it is above the horizon, but due to atmospheric refraction the position of the sun appears to be raised, means its apparent position is different, it is raised. That is why it appears 2 minutes before, and after sunset also it appears to us up to 2 minutes more. So it is, the reason is due to the atmospheric refraction. And apparent flattening of the sun's disk at the time of sunrise and sunset is also due to the same phenomena, that is atmospheric refraction, that at the time of sunrise and sunset the sun appears as a disk. That is also due to atmospheric refraction. Now we will see that what is scattering of light. This we have done in class 9th also, that scattering of light means Tyndall effect, and the phenomena associated with this are the blue color of sky, color of water in deep sea, the reddening of the sun at sunrise and sunset, and some wonderful phenomena are also associated with scattering of light. This we will see now in this portion. Now the path of the beam of light passing through the true solution is not visible. Why? This also we have seen in class 9th, that in true solution the particle size is very small. So if we want to see the scattering of light, means Tyndall effect, the particles must be relatively larger, and it happens in the colloidal solutions. So scattering of light is, we can see the scattering of light in colloidal solutions, which is also called Tyndall effect. The Earth's atmosphere is a heterogeneous mixture of minute particles of, you can say, dust particles are there, smoke particles are there, water droplets are there. So the Earth's atmosphere is a heterogeneous mixture. It is not homogeneous, it is a heterogeneous mixture. And what are these particles? These are smoke, water droplets, suspended particles of dust and molecules of air. And when the beam of light strikes such fine particles, the path of the beam of light becomes visible, which is called Tyndall effect. So the light reaches us after being reflected diffusely by these particles. So this is the definition of scattering of light. here it is given, the phenomenon of scattering of light by the colloidal particles give rise to the Tyndall effect. So this is the definition of Tyndall effect, that scattering of light by the colloidal particles. It is called Tyndall effect. This we have studied in class 9th also. So this phenomena can be seen in the smoke filled room also. This is called Tyndall effect. As we have learnt that in the smoke filled room, if any hole is there and the light is coming from that, we can see the small particles, small dust particles in that, a beam of light, and that is called Tyndall effect. And in the canopy of forest, dense forest also, we can see this Tyndall effect. This picture, the picture of canopy of forest in which the Tyndall effect is seen, it is given in class 9th book also. So you can see from there, and that is due to the water droplets in the mist scatter the light. Then the color of the scattered light. Now which color light will be scattered, because white light is a combination of 7 colors. So which particles will scatter which light? It will depend on the size of the scattering particles. Very fine particles, if the particles are very very small, they will scatter mainly the blue light. Why? Because blue light has shorter wavelength, while the particles of larger size scatter light of longer wavelengths, because, and that is of red color. Red color has longest wavelength. So blue color has smallest wavelength and red color has longest wavelength. So if the size of the scattering particle is large enough, then what will happen? It will scatter all the light, and the combination of all 7 colors is white light, so it will scatter mainly white light. So now next thing is, why is the color of the clear sky blue? It is due to the scattering of light, means Tyndall effect, because the particles, the molecules of air and other fine particles in the atmosphere have size smaller than the wavelength of the visible light. Means in our atmosphere very small, very fine particles are present which scatter the light. But which color light they will scatter? Because these are very very small particles, so they will scatter mainly the blue light, and this blue light will fall on our eyes. Why? Because why blue light is only scattered? It is given that red light has a wavelength about 1.8 times greater than the blue light. So blue light has very short wavelength. So this light will be scattered by these fine particles, and that blue light will fall on our eyes, and we see the color of the clear sky as blue. So, and if the earth had no atmosphere, if there is no atmosphere on the earth, then what will happen? There would be no scattering, and when there is no scattering, then what will happen? The sky appears to be dark. So it is also there that if atmosphere is not there on our earth, then we will see the sky as dark. That is why the reason is that the sky appears dark to the passengers who are flying at very high altitudes, means astronauts. They see the sky always dark at the daytime also and at the night time also, because there is no atmosphere and no scattering is taking place. So that is the reason. Now next thing is, why danger signals are red? Because red color is of longest wavelength. That is why it will not be scattered by the smoke particles, by the dust particles, and it will be seen in the same color at a distance. That is why the danger signals are always red in color. So these are the reasons, and this was the topic, that why the color of clear sky blue, and why is the danger signals red, and why the astronauts see the sky as dark. Now next thing is the color of the sun at sunrise and sunset. Which color appears at the time of sunrise and sunset? That is red. You must have seen at the time of sunrise and sunset, the sun and the sky appears to be red, and that is also due to the same phenomena, that is scattering of light. Now we see that at the time of sunrise and sunset, the sun is near the horizon, and when the sun is near the horizon, it has to pass the longest distance to reach the observer. That is why the light has to pass through the thicker layers of air and the large distance. So the shorter wavelength light gets scattered away in the path, and the longer wavelength, that is of red color, that reaches to our eyes, and the sky appears to be red. Now if the next thing is that if at the time of noon, what happens at the time of noon? The distance from the sun is shortest, and at that time shortest distance has to be covered by the light. So at the noon, sun appears white, as only a very little amount of violet and blue colors are scattered. At that time only very little amount of blue and violet colors are scattered. That is why at the time of noon, the sun appears to be white. Now next thing is, this thing I have explained you, this is related to the reddish appearance of the sky at the time of sunrise and sunset, that near the horizon, because at the time of sunrise and sunset I have told you where is the sun is present near the horizon. So most of the blue light and shorter wavelengths that will be scattered by the particles, and the light which reaches on our eyes is of longer wavelength, and longer wavelength is of red color. That gives rise to the reddish appearance of the sun at that time. So these are the wonderful atmospheric these phenomena which are related to these terms, means the twinkling of stars, reddish appearance of the sky, and then this sky appears to be blue. All these things I hope you must have understood. Thank you.